Brain from Normal Work podcast with Dr. Marcin Nazaruk.
So, having been on this journey for a number of years, what would you say are the three biggest things that changed before and after for the business? Earlier, I asked you about yourself, but this time for your organization, three things.
That's a hard question because it's not changing numbers, right? It's
Sure.
not changing statistics, even though our day to day, and I say it so with a little bit of, you know, like I don't want to jinx the organization, but our performance has been so good. And so for me, the three things that have changed is one, the organization. There's a lot of trust and openness that has been built in the organization because of HOP, just by giving or empowering the subject matter experts in the line.
Mm-hmm.
It is giving them the voice that they ought to have had in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But that has done so much for the business that, and giving people the empowerment to say if they have ideas or thoughts or concerns, raise it,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about it. So that kind of has been one of the big things. The feedback that we get from our contractor workforce about how they feel about working with us, that we're not, because they work in other sites as well, so they can tell the
Mm-hmm.
difference
Mm-hmm.
based on where they work, that they feel comfortable working here. They can raise their hand if there's an issue, even if they're not sure. They don't feel judged. That there's a space for them to feel as if they're an equal partner in our business and not
Mm-hmm.
just a contractor. And that's not just because of HOP. That's also because of the leadership approach and I mean my CEO is such a good messenger of one business, one team.
Mm-hmm.
So that also was a big change for me. And I think just in language change in the organization, the it's not it's not complete. We still get pockets because it's hard to, because you're always biased when something happens to think who. Okay, tell me who.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not about tell me who anymore. It's tell me how.
Yeah.
Tell me what, and tell me what do we do differently.
Mm-hmm.
That is the third big thing, the change in the language in the organization. That is seeding down the levels from the managers to the superintendents to the supervisors. And again, Marcin, it's not all kumbaya, right? Because people like myself default, especially when things happen, that you yourself kind of like shocked, or like
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to deal with your own emotions. So we have to be forgiven for that
Mm-hmm.
and be ready for it
Mm-hmm.
and be in the space to let people sometimes be reactive. Okay, that's okay. But just kind of reflect on that a little bit and then move on. So those are kind of the three, I would say, big things. It is the change in addition to myself, the change in trust,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the giving power back into or giving power to the subject matter expertise to tell their story, the change in just the conversations and the change with the contractors and the people that
Mm-hmm.
work with us, in getting a feel for the environment we're trying to
Yeah.
create,